Hi, Molly. All right, so we're going to get started in a tabletop position because a lot of you maybe ran today or ran yesterday. We're not going to be too static in our postures today. We're not going to hold anything for too long. So just start with your fingers spread wide, your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to start with a nice, easy cat-cow. You're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone up, shine the face forward, and then on your exhale, round the spine. Inhale, you'll drop the belly, lift the face forward, lift the tailbone, and then exhale, round. And I'll keep checking in on the chat, so if you have anything going on in your body or if the audio is awful, I'm going to try not to shout with the microphone. You just let me know. Drop the belly, lift the face. Just finding some extension through the neck and the tailbone, so all the way through the spine. And next, we're going to start moving laterally, but just give this a little bit more time. See if you can drop the belly even lower. And then when you're rounding your back in that cat pose, think about rounding through the thoracic spine, that space between your shoulder blades, just below the shoulder blades. Pulling the belly button up towards the ceiling. Just a couple more. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then after your next cat, I want you to settle into a nice flat back. You're going to look over your right shoulder and stick your right hip out to the side. So you're getting this little crunch in the right side of the body. And then inhale, come through center. Exhale, go the other way. Look over the left shoulder, stick that left hip out. Inhale, you come through center. Try to keep that back nice and flat. Don't dip the belly. Exhale to the right. Good. And then you're going to flow just with your breath. Inhale, come center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And exhale, right. Go through a few more motions. So like I said, because this is focused for my runners, cyclists, anyone who's doing this kind of forward and back, very straight motion all the time. We need this kind of lateral bending. And we also need to be moving a little bit more. I think why some folks have a problem or struggle with yoga is because some of the postures are held for too long and it's not comfortable to stay there. So we're not going to stay anywhere for too long. We're going to be pretty dynamic. After you look over the left shoulder, next time, this will be your last round. You'll inhale, come back through center. Tuck the toes under. You're not going to go anywhere yet. You're just going to rock back and forth. So butt goes back towards the heels. And then inhale, come up. Shoulders come over the fingertips. Not too much further. Inhale. And exhale. Find a rhythm with your breath. And I don't want you to overthink the breath. I just want you to, breathe. So if it feels more natural to inhale in one position and exhale in the other, and it's opposite of what I'm cueing, I do not want you to get stressed about it. It's not worth it. Just breathe. See if you can get a little bit deeper when you go back. So maybe the butt is coming closer to the heels now, getting a stretch to the tops of the feet. One more time, and then you're going to stay back. Walk those hands in front of the knees. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. So still not really going anywhere. But I bet you can guess where we're gonna go. We're gonna do this not for very long here, and then we're gonna come back to this later. Hands come to the thighs. So now you're in toes pose. Those toes are tucked. Getting that stretch through the feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. See if you can come a little bit higher. Hands on the upper thighs. Take one more big breath in. Exhale. Good. And then bring it forward. That was it. That's it for now. Hands come to the top of the mat. Keep the toes tucked up into downward facing dog. Press the heels down towards the ground. You're going to look at the back of your mat. Feet are separated, hips width distance apart. A little bend in the knees, so don't lock the knees straight. And the focus here is spreading the fingers wide, pressing down through the whole hand. So fingertips, base of the palm. And with that downward press, you're able to lift your hips up even more. Tailbone is moving up to where the ceiling and the wall meet behind you. So getting a nice stretch through the low back. And then the eyes are staying on the back of the mat. So you've got a nice neutral neck, not creating any extra tension in your neck. I know a few of you have been sitting at your desk or sitting somewhere for the day, so let's not build any extra tension, that's for sure. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Now start to walk your dog, just bend one knee, bend the other. So now you're gonna straighten the opposite leg. So you'll bend one knee, straighten one, bend one, straighten the other. Getting that stretch on the calves, the hamstrings. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep pressing down through the hands. If your shoulders are starting to feel tired, we're only here for a couple more breaths. Stay with it. Weekly strength classes are certainly helping with this upper body strength. Take one more breath in. Exhale, both heels down to the ground. On an inhale, come forward to a plank position. Take another breath in. And then exhale up, downward facing dog. All right, let's rock it out. Take a deep breath in, come forward to plank. Exhale, use your belly to pull you up and back, downward dog. Twice more, inhale out. Shoulders over wrists, exhale up and back. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Awesome job. Drop those knees to the ground. Bring the big toes together and your knees as wide as your mat. And then sit back into child's pose. Your forehead can touch the ground. The hands are going to reach forward. Spread the fingers just like you did when you were in downward facing dog. And if you do have some tension through the neck, just rock the head back and forth from temple to temple, getting a nice massage on the forehead. And then that nice stretch through the neck. The only downside with YouTube is I can't see you, which is just a bummer for me. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, and then I'll decide later. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then come up, find your tabletop position again. We're going to go to downward facing dog and do a few sun salutations. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So sun salutation, I want you to take it at your own pace. If you know what it is and you're comfortable flowing, you can just go right ahead. I'm going to take it nice and slow. Inhale, lift the heels up towards the sky. Bend the knees a lot. Look forward. And take 2 big steps up to the top of your mat. Maybe a few steps, but aiming for less. Take a flat back. Inhale. So in a flat back, we're going to hold here a couple of breaths. Crown of head is going towards the front of the room. Tailbone back, creating that nice tabletop back. Pressing the palms into the shins just below the knees. It's just going to give you a little lift through your chest. Take another breath in. And then exhale, fold forward. Soften the knees, especially everyone on this stream right now with your tight hamstrings. Bend your knees, let your belly touch your thighs. So bend until you feel contact there. Take another deep breath in and start to roll all the way up to stand. Arms are going to go overhead, and then hands are going to come down to your heart. So we'll pause here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward all the way back down. A flat back, lift up, hands to the shins. Exhale, bend the knees, place the hands on the ground, step back to plank. Take a breath in here, and then on your exhale, drop your knees to the earth and lower your chest to the earth. So your butt is up. Inhale, come forward to cobra. I want you to leave your legs on the ground. And then exhale over the knees, tuck the toes, downward dog. If you have a more advanced practice or you're comfortable keeping the knees lifted or doing more, tricks during your salutations, you're totally welcome to, but I encourage you to just take it a little bit slower, especially if I know a couple of you feeling low back tension during lifting sessions. Just means that our core is not strong as it needs to be to support our back. So these modifications are really helpful, just so you don't feel like you're injured or feel worse after yoga or after a workout. Take a deep breath in, lift the heels. Bend the knees, look forward, and walk to those hands again. So we'll do this a few more times. Flat back, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, fold forward. So that's our flow. Inhale, flat back, lift up. Keep the flat back, bend the knees, hands on the ground, high plank. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, knees, chest, chin, down to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Nice and gentle. Exhale over the knees, downward facing dog. Good. Take a couple breaths here. If at any point you need to drop to your knees and rest, down dog is too much, then do it. Do it, do it, do it. I guess that's the perk for all of you. No one can see you. Do what feels right today. One more time with this salutation. Inhale, lift the heels rather. Bend the knees, look forward, walk to the hands. Flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Rise, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Flat back, breathe in. Exhale, bend the knees, keep the length in the back. High plank. Nice and strong here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, legs are down. Exhale, downward facing dog. So just a small difference between cobra and upward dog. We don't need to get into the nitty-gritty, but basically it's upward dog, your knees are lifted. Cobra, your knees are on the ground. So just a little bit of extra support in cobra. Bring your feet together. So you're still in down dog, but now your big toes are touching. Lift the right leg up, only as far as you can, with the toes facing down still. So you've got a nice flexed foot, toes are facing the ground. So for me, honestly, it's not going up very high. Tight hips, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale one more time. And now on the exhale, bring the knee in towards your chest. Inhale, extend the leg up. So same height. Exhale, knee comes towards the chest. You're in plank. Twice more, you got it. Inhale, up. Exhale, crunch. A little bit of core. Inhale, up. Exhale, crunch. Now for a stretch, inhale, up, hold. Turn your toes to the right, opening up that right hip. You want to keep the right shoulder down though. Don't let that right shoulder or armpit lift up. See if you can lift that right leg higher now the toes are turned out. Press that left heel down to the ground. Take one more breath in. And exhale, bring that right foot between your hands, runner's lunge. Okay, as many steps as it takes to get your foot up here. Ground down, drop the knee, untuck the toes, hang out here. So the knee is over the ankle, ideally. Back knee relaxed. If you look down at that knee, that left knee, you shouldn't be able to see your foot on either side of the leg. Nice straight line. Relax the front toes. Something I tend to do, clench the toes, grabbing the mat. You don't need to. You can just relax. Trust your foot. And I'm up on my fingertips. If you happen to have blocks at home or you need extra height, you can be on your knuckles. You can be on your fingertips. Some of you can maybe be on flat hands. But again, we're not going to be here too long. We're doing a dynamic flow. You're going to inhale. You're looking forward. On the exhale, you're going to walk your hands back, 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 lifting the right toes. Don't go too far. Inhale, come forward. Sink into that hip. And then walk it back. Okay. You can keep this front knee bent when you go back. So now just go move on your own, breathing in and out. You're going to feel the stretch through your glute, your hamstring. What I want you to think about when you're going back is both hips going straight back together. One isn't leading the other. Good. Just find a rhythm. Also a great one to do before you lace up your sneakers. Forward and back, warming up, waking up those hips. Next time you're forward, stay there. You're going to bring your right hand inside the right foot. Heel toe this right foot out towards the edge of your mat so that you can get both hands under shoulders. Okay, and then these right toes are going to turn out to maybe 2 o'clock on the clock face, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whatever you can do with your foot still flat. You don't need to overturn, but 2 o'clock is the goal. Maybe you create a little bit more length. You move the left knee back. So just opening up a new area of the hip. We're going to make this dynamic too. Don't worry. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Now, the left hand is going to come flat if it's not already. Middle finger facing forward. Right hand is going to come just above the knee on the thigh. All you're going to do is rock back. So hips moving back kind of towards the back left edge of your mat and forward. So you've got a nice open chest so you can really breathe, hopefully, into your belly, into your chest. The right foot stays flat, just a little forward and back. Oh, man. Okay. Couple more breaths. I should have said at the beginning, if you wanted to play some soft, relaxing music or something to get you through in the background, you are more than welcome. Maybe I'll give you guys a playlist next time. No music on the stream because, don't want any YouTube copyright issues. I don't know if I'll get a flag for saying that in a stream, but one more time. Next time you're forward, you're going to heel toe that foot back to center. Right hand outside the right foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. We're going to go to plank from here. Step back, high plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now right hand to the sky, turning onto the edges of those back feet. Those back feet, all your feet are in the back. Turn onto the edges of your feet. Lift up, nice side plank. You're looking at me, so I assume you've got it. Take a deep breath in, eyes up. Exhale, hand to the earth. Downward facing dog. Awesome job. If you need a little break here, child's pose is there for you. Tabletop is there for you. We're going to move through one salutation, but if you don't need it, don't take it. Just rest. Lift the heels up. Bend the knees, look forward. Hop or step to the front of your mat. Flat back, lift up, get that nice long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Rise, inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, fold. Flat back, breathe in. Hands down, high plank. Take a deep breath in here. And then knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, all of that on another side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Feet together. Lift the left leg up now. Toes are down. Heel is up. Foot is flexed. Like you're going to stand on the wall that is directly behind you. Extending like you're reaching for it. So you've got some length in your hip. And you'll lift the heel as high as it will go without turning the toes out. Not yet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knee to chest, plank. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale up. Last one, exhale, crunch. Now inhale up, hold. Spread those fingers, press down into the hands. Turn the left toes to the left. Little crack in the hips. Opening that right hip, your left hip now. Right heel goes down to the ground. And you lift the foot as high as it will go. Lift that leg, take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more breath in. And exhale. Step that foot between your hands. Runner's lunge. Drop the back knee. Untuck the toes. Awesome. Okay, adjust where you need to adjust. Maybe the foot needs to come a bit further forward. Maybe the right knee could go back a bit. But again, this right angle here is what we're looking for. Right angles all the way. Knee over ankle. Relax the toes. And give yourself the prop you need. So maybe you're on your fingertips. Maybe you're on your knuckles. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, start to walk it back, lifting the left toes. So now we've got that stretch. So you'll see my knee is not straight. Some of you are going to be more flexible. I just want you to know that it's okay if it's not straight. Inhale, come forward, look forward. Exhale, move back. All right, and we're not counting. We're just breathing. Not working for reps. Our strength coach, Will, his 10 reps, which all of a sudden increased to 20 last week. I don't know what was up with that, but it was a lot. So we're not counting reps today. It's not that important. There's not a weight-bearing activity happening right now. We're just opening up the back of the leg, the hip. Maybe for some of you, the glutes, depending on how hilly your runs or rides have been. Get at least one more rep in. Next time you are forward, you will stay forward. And I want you to just do a little check-in here. How is your neck? Could you maybe turn that head side to side? Can you lengthen your neck a bit? I want you to have your eyes maybe at the front edge of your mat. Usually a good spot for a neutral neck. Now, the left hand is going to come inside that left foot. The left foot is going to go somewhere towards the edge of the mat. And then the left toes turn out to about 10, 11 o'clock on that clock face. Stay here for a moment. Just feeling how literally turning your toes gets you into this nice juicy part of the hip. Maybe you play around with it if you didn't feel it. Maybe you could go a little bit further. So again, neutral neck, maybe eyes on the front of the mat. When we open up, you're going to turn your eyes slightly to the wall to your left. And just the goal is just to keep the neck neutral with the spine. Okay, now right hand is flat. Let's bring that left hand just above the knee on the thigh, and we're just gonna start rocking. So the hips are going towards the back right edge of the mat, back right corner. Just back and forth. That right leg, the right toes are still pointing straight back from the knee, nice and parallel with the back or with the edge of your mat. Dust off the yoga narrative cobwebs, the rights and the lefts. That's what I was most stressed about today. But with yoga, I don't usually mirror you, so it's a little bit easier. I also don't have to do any counting today, so no one can get mad at me for counting wrong. Take a deep breath in. Next time you're forward, stay forward. Start to bring that foot center. Left hand outside the foot. Tuck the back toes. Okay, now you remember where we're going. Lift the knee. Press the heel to the back of the mat. See if you can ground your hands down flat and then step back. High plank. Strong. You're going to ground down through that right arm. Turn your heels to the right. Maybe stack the feet. Side plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more breath in. And then exhale, plank. Downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. You're going to drop the knees to the earth, untuck the toes, sit back onto your heels. Okay, and I know this is not a comfortable place for some of us to sit, and if it's really not, you can grab a pillow and put it under your butt, just create some space. If you're okay, we're going to bring the hands back, fingertips face the back of the mat. You're just going to lift the knees up a little bit. And I realize that my floor is dark, my mat is dark, my pants are dark. And I remember that from last time now, and I will wear brighter pants next time. I don't have brighter pants, but I will. I have some white shorts. Yeah, I could do that. Need some contrasting colors. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come forward. All right, we're going to come back to that toes pose. Come to tabletop. Tuck the toes. All right, now just let this settle for a second because we're about to do the opposite. Slowly walk back, hands maybe just in front of the knees. Take a full breath here. Exhale. And then hands come maybe just above the knees. Take a full breath here. Two more breaths. Maybe the hands move higher. Good. Maybe final breath, hands at heart center. Ease out of it. Don't rush, don't rush, don't rush. Walk those hands forward. Finding tabletop, untuck the toes. You can give them a little tap. And then we're going to sit down, swing the legs around front, coming to a reclined position with the feet grounded. So reach down, make sure you can touch your heels maybe with your middle finger, or look and make sure you're close to it. You're not too far from them. The feet are hips width distance apart, like your real hips. So you should look forward and you should see nothing. You shouldn't see your legs or your feet. They are directly behind your thighs, hips width. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Ground down through the feet, lift the hips, find bridge pose. Again, we're making it dynamic. We won't waste too much glute energy because if anyone's joining a strength workout tomorrow at the gym, we're probably going to do a lot of this. Take a deep breath and lift a little bit higher. And then exhale, lower down. Let's flow with it. Inhale, lift up. Squeeze the glutes at the top to support your back, and then exhale down. All right, now what I want you to try to focus on is peeling the back off the ground. So lift the hips, and then your spine slowly curls off the mat. And then when you go back down, do the reverse. Try to put the spine down first, low back, and then hips. Good, a few more. Lift up, so hips come first, then low back, middle back, upper back, and then try to reverse it. Just a distraction. Inhale up, something extra to think about, and go down. A little massage on the spine. Don't stress if it's not happening in the order you want it to happen in. A lot of core strength, a lot of spine flexibility needed here, especially in the low back. One more time, go up and stay up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more breath. See if you can lift a little bit higher. And then lower down. Okay, feet stay where they are. Right knee is going to come in towards the chest. Right ankle over left thigh. Figure 4. I'm going to turn to the back just a little bit. Flex that right foot. Okay, and some of you might not even go anywhere right now. All you might do is pull the left heel in a little bit closer to your butt and actively with your hip muscles, your leg muscles, move the right knee away from you. So your spine is still on the ground, your left foot is still on the ground, arms are on the ground. Try to wiggle those shoulders down a little bit more so you're creating length, extra space between your ears and your shoulders. And maybe just that extra muscle you're using to push the knee away is opening up the hip in a way that feels really good, really strong. If you want something more or you want to try something a bit more relaxing, using the rest of your body, less muscle, you're going to pull everything in towards your chest and lace your fingers around the back of your left hamstring. You can relax the left foot. It doesn't really need to do much. If you're super tight here, maybe you flex that left foot and it's just going to give you a little bit of extra power, a little extra muscle here to hold the stretch. And same thing, just intensifying this by actively moving your right knee away, not by touching it, just by using the muscles there. And there are, of course, other ways to build on this if you wanted to grab your calf muscle on that left leg instead. You want to grab your shin. Just helps you bring that right leg a little bit closer. You've got options, but I don't want you to push it. If the stretch feels good, feels like it's doing something, then you've probably gone far enough. There's not anything magical waiting at the next bus stop on this little stretch ride. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. We're going to go into one of my favorite twists. We are going to drop that left foot back on the ground. Your legs are going to stay in the position that they are. All you're going to do is topple everything over to the left. So that right foot will now be on the ground. Arms are going to come out like a T, take up space. And you can just relax here. You can also get a nice hip opening by, same thing, using muscle to move the right knee away from you. Eyes can go on the sky or turn the head to the right. If it's too intense in any way, you're feeling any kind of spasming, any crazy tightness here, this shouldn't be too stressful on the hips. And if it is, it's just too much for you today. Stack the knees, just do a basic spinal twist. Options, options, options. Take a couple breaths in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Last one, breath in, exhale. You're going to bring everything back up. Hug the knees into the chest, untwist everything. Give yourself a really good squeeze, and then bring the forehead up towards the knees, curl up into a little ball, and release. Feet to the ground, head to the ground. Do any adjusting you need to do, maybe rocking the knees side to side, tilting the pelvic bone up so that back is flat on the ground. Just a few rocks here with the pelvic bone might feel nice. And then same thing, other side. Left is going to cross over. This is our last little bit of stretch. I'm going to end at the same time we planned, even though we started a little late. So build off of this the same way you did on the other side. But remember that our bodies are not totally symmetrical, and that is fine. What you're working for is a similar sensation on both sides. So you want to try to reach the same level of sensation. It doesn't necessarily need to look exactly the same. I noticed imbalances most when I was doing a lot of indoor cycling classes, tending to favor one leg over the other. It was always the leg that, pedaled first or was the first to get the resistance. Just, you prioritize a side, you become a little bit lopsided. And that is okay. We can work on it. But perfect symmetry isn't always going to be there. It doesn't have to be there. Just a few more breaths, building on this the same way you did the other side, maybe grabbing the shin, the calf. Take one more breath in and exhale. If you want to stay here a little bit longer, you can. You know what is next, and there's absolutely no rush to get there. It's kind of our last little resting pose. You're going to drop that right foot on the ground. Make sure the spine is nice and straight to start. Arms out like a T, and everything falls now to the right. That left foot touches the ground. The left leg is totally relaxed. Sorry, right leg is totally relaxed. Left leg moving away from you, just getting that opening through the outer hip. Turn the head to the left. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Awesome work. All of the little dynamic stretches we did today are super good to work into your routine when you remember. Maybe sitting in front of the television, doing some of those rocks in runner's lunge really will help. Cat and cow, that side to side motion, really, really great for your spine. On your next breath, you're going to bring everything back to center. Uncross the legs, hug everything in nice and tight. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Stay right here, just holding the knees in towards the chest. A few options for resting. I want you to take a minute or two after the live stream to Either lay here in Shavasana to put your legs up the wall. Just get that nice restorative, I don't know, pose. That nice feeling of the blood coming down out of the legs. Good if you ran a lot today already. Or child's pose if that's something you need, if you need to feel a little bit more grounded today. I'm going to finish us in a seated position. You're welcome to go there as well. What I want you to do is set up in that final resting pose, child's pose, legs up the wall, or Shavasana, legs straight down. Find your way there. We'll take a few breaths together. And then, like I said, I want you to rest there for a few minutes. If it turns into 5 minutes, turns into 10 minutes, I love that for you. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it go out the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Out the mouth. Final breath in through the nose. And out the mouth. And then seal the lips. Continue that deep breath in and out through the nose, intentional, focused. Resting here for as long as you need.